Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful and peaceful day today. Today, we're diving into an emotional journey with Toan and Tu Diem. They just finished a successful day harvesting and selling fresh bitter melons when they suddenly received shocking news. Sister Phan has gone missing deep in the forest. Will they find her in time before it's too late? If you enjoy this story, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss the next episode. The camera slowly pans over a dark, dense forest. Leaves rustle in the wind as distant, desperate voices echo through the trees. Tufan, you hear heavy breathing, footsteps crunching on dry branches. Then a deep, calm narrator voice comes in. They had just finished selling their sweet, fresh, bitter melons at the market when they received the shocking news that a loved one had gone missing deep in the forest. Will Toan and Tu Diem find Sister Phan before it's too late? Suddenly, the screen cuts to bright, golden sunlight. Smiles appear. Laughter. A complete tone shift that grabs the audience and refuses to let go. In the gentle golden sunlight of a peaceful morning, Ly Tu Diem and Toan walked side by side through rows of lush green bitter melon vines. Sweat was already rolling down their faces from the early heat, but you could still see genuine smiles on both of them. Toan gently lifted some big leaves and pointed excitedly. "Look inside here. The roots are more prominent." Tu Diem nodded, her voice soft and warm, as she explained to him and to the viewers all the amazing benefits of bitter melon. It helps cool down the body, detoxifies the liver, supports healthy weight loss, improves digestion, and is packed with fiber that keeps you full longer. She talked about how it can lower bad cholesterol and even benefit your skin and heart health. You could feel the calm, happy energy between them. They weren't just harvesting vegetables. They were working as true partners, sharing the load and sharing little dreams about the day ahead. The fresh scent of wet earth and green leaves filled the air. Every time they picked a plump, bitter melon, it felt like they were harvesting hope itself. Their quiet determination and simple joy under that wide-open sky made the whole scene feel warm and cinematic, like the beginning of a heartfelt story. After filling the first few bags, Tu Diem looked at Toan with sparkling eyes and said, "Today, you're coming with me. It will definitely sell very well." Toan gave her a deep, warm nod and replied, "Let's harvest a bit more. Last time, it sold great." They moved faster now between the rows. The sound of rustling leaves mixed with their quicker breathing. What started as peaceful morning work slowly turned into a gentle urgency. They wanted to bring more to the market, to earn a little extra, to make the day count. You could see it in the way they exchanged quick, determined glances. They had become real teammates, facing the day together. The sunlight filtered through the vines, dancing across their focused faces and highlighting every drop of sweat. Their hands moved in perfect rhythm, hearts beating with the same quiet excitement about what the market might bring them today. Later at the bustling market, the atmosphere completely changed. The calls of fresh bitter melon, very fresh, just picked this morning, rang out everywhere. Customers started gathering around their stall. Tu Diem and Toan worked in perfect sync. She weighed the produce with a bright smile. He quickly tied the bags and handed them over. Every time a customer bought a kilo, Tu Diem's face lit up with pure joy. Toan stayed quietly supportive, arranging the remaining bitter melons neatly so they still looked attractive. The pressure was real. They had to sell fast before the sun made the vegetables wilt. But that pressure mixed beautifully with the growing joy of success. Sweat poured down under the strong market sun, yet their hope rose higher and higher as the baskets became lighter. The lively sounds of the market, people chatting, footsteps, coins clinking, created this vibrant energy all around them. Inside, both Toan and Tu Diem felt a warm pride swelling in their chests. Every successful sale, every shared glance, every small victory reinforced that they were truly a strong team in this journey of making a living. As the crowd started thinning out and most of their harvest was sold, Toan turned to Tu Diem with a gentle suggestion: "Let's bring some home for Auntie and Sister Phan." Tu Diem agreed right away, her eyes softening with affection. They carefully packed a portion of the fresh, bitter melons and headed toward Auntie's house. Their hearts were full of gratitude for all the times Auntie had helped and supported them. That short ride on the motorbike carried a beautiful sense of sharing and family love. Golden afternoon light painted the road as they went, each small bump on the path reminding them of their quiet resolve to repay kindness with simple but sincere gifts from their hard work. The bitter melons in the bags almost seemed to carry their warm intentions, connecting the effort of the morning's labor to these heartfelt family bonds. When they finally stepped into Auntie's house, the cheerful mood from the successful market day suddenly shifted. The warm afternoon light streaming through the windows felt heavier as Auntie began to speak, her voice trembling with worry. She told them that Sister Phan had gone missing since yesterday. Thu had searched everywhere at the farm but couldn't find her. He had already gone to the police station to report it, yet Phan still hadn't come home. Auntie's eyes filled with fear as she wondered out loud whether Phan had gotten lost somewhere in the forest, or maybe wandered off to play at someone's house. Toan and Tu Diem's faces turned pale in an instant. The joy they had carried from the garden and the bustling market melted away, replaced by a deep, sudden surge of anxiety and love for the sister they cared about so much. What started as a peaceful day of harvesting and selling now pulled them into a dark vortex of concern and familial love. Shadows in the room seemed to grow longer, pressing down on their hearts as the weight of the terrible news settled in. Toan kept his voice steady, even though his chest was tightening. He picked up the phone and called Thu right away. Thu answered quickly, explaining he was already out searching in a distant area based on information he had received. He mentioned the possibility of foul play involving Phan's adopted brother who had caused trouble before. Toan listened carefully, his expression growing more determined with every word. After hanging up, he looked straight at Tu Diem. Without hesitation, they both agreed they would join the search immediately. There was no time to waste. The pressure of time and the strong affection they felt for Phan left no room for second thoughts. This was the turning point, the moment their worry transformed into resolute action. Their eyes met with fierce determination. Hearts pounding, they prepared themselves to face whatever lay ahead, bound tightly together by loyalty, love, and the unbreakable bond of family. They wasted no time. Following the location through scent, Toan and Tu Diem rode out toward the remote area. The road grew rougher as they approached the edge of a vast forest. Tall trees towered overhead, casting long, dark shadows that made the place feel mysterious and a little frightening. They parked the motorbike, left their helmets behind, and stepped into the thick undergrowth. The forest was so big, it felt overwhelming. They decided to split up to cover more ground. Toan and Tu Diem took one path, while Thu searched another. Before separating, they promised to call each other the moment they found anything or if the signal dropped. With one last encouraging nod, they began walking deeper into the woods, pushing through branches and calling out as loudly as they could. Phan, Phan. Their voices echoed through the dense trees, bouncing back at them from every direction. Sister Phan, where are you? The calls rang out again and again, full of urgency and hope. Exhaustion started to creep into their legs from the long day of harvesting and selling, yet they kept pushing forward. Fear, mixed with unbreakable determination, kept them moving. Every rustle of leaves made their hearts jump, hoping it might be her. Tu Diem's voice grew a little hoarse, but she refused to stop. Toan stayed close, making sure she didn't stray too far or get lost herself. The forest felt endless. The paths forked in confusing ways, and the fading light only added to the tension. Still, they refused to give up. Their shared worry for Phan, the same person they had happily planned to bring bitter melons to just hours earlier, now fueled every step they took. As the search continued, the weight of the situation settled even deeper. They remembered how kind and good Phan had always been. The thought that something bad might have happened to her was almost too painful to bear. Yet in the middle of that fear, small sparks of hope still flickered, like distant light breaking through the thick canopy above. They prayed silently as they walked. May God and Buddha protect her, keep her safe and unharmed until they could bring her home. The desperate echoes of Phan continued to fill the forest, carrying their love, their fear, and their unbreakable resolve across the trees. The once peaceful day that began with golden sunlight and baskets of fresh bitter melon had now become a race against time in the deepening shadows. Viewers watching could feel their hearts racing too, wondering if Toan and Tu Diem would find Sister Phan before it was too late, desperate to know what would happen next in this emotional journey. In a peaceful morning, Ly Tu Diem and Toan harvest fresh bitter melons together under the golden sunlight, sharing laughter and hope for a good selling day. After a successful and bustling time at the market, they decide to bring some home for Auntie and Sister Phan as a token of gratitude. However, their joy quickly turns to shock when Auntie reveals that Sister Phan has been missing since yesterday. With heavy hearts, Toan and Tu Diem immediately join the search. They rush into a vast, shadowy forest, splitting paths and desperately calling out Phan's name as echoes fade between the trees. Exhaustion, fear, and unwavering love push them forward in a race against time. Will they find Sister Phan safe before it's too late? This emotional story blends the simple beauty of daily life with heart-wrenching suspense and the power of family bonds.